Are you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt slinging and tire slinging action motorsports radio that packs the biggest guests?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene Van Butte.
What's up, Brian Deegan here.
Vaughn Ginn Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, DirtFish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR Indy car? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride, Amy Houde.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Houde, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
Good morning and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, kicking off another week of your favorite radio show anywhere. Fun guest lineup today. First off, we got Scott Speed. What more can you say than the dude raced Formula One? It doesn't get any more badass than that. Obviously, he is the reigning Red Bull Global Rallycross champ, just coming off a win in D.C. It's been about a year since we have Scott Speed on the line. Jeez, I think he's got, I don't know how many gold medals from X Games. Dude is on point. We got my friend Hubert from Nitro Circus. He's going to be on in our Terracross segment. My buddy Matt Martelli from Mad Media. All kinds of good news there. I don't know, Hood, man. It's going to be a fun show. Another, I guess a potpourri of guests. I don't know how to put it any other way.
A mosaic of guests from all over different sports and coolness. So. Yep, for sure. So definitely going to be a fun one. And not only that, we're taking fan questions today. Make sure and tweet us at JimBeaver15. You can tag her. It's at AmyHood71. We'll get those questions in hour number 2. But all that and more still to come here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered, packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and man, it's been a good week for us as far as listeners go. I just first off, I don't do this very often, but I kind of want to take a second to, one, thank you fans for tuning in, but two, Amy and I have been talking about it recently. Our iTunes numbers have exploded like in the past 3 months. So those of you that all of a sudden like have decided you want to start listening to our podcast on iTunes, thank you. Any of you that haven't, go and subscribe and make sure and leave us your reviews. I guess it's a big deal to iTunes, like reviews. We've only got like 20 reviews, and we're getting like 1,000 downloads a day sometimes. So like seriously, leave us those reviews if you're tuning in on iTunes. Would definitely appreciate it. And so enough with the promotion stuff. I got to say, Houde, did you see that guy that jumped out of the airplane without the parachute?
You mean Travis Pastrana a couple years ago?
Oh no, some guy this past week. He broke a record. It was, I guess, the first guy to ever jump out of an airplane and skydive with absolutely no parachute whatsoever.
How did he skydive? Did someone go and scoop him up?
No. He landed without a parachute. They built this big net. It looked like an acrobat's net. The thing was raised like 100 feet off the ground, and I'm just shooting from the hip here, but it looked to be like 100 feet off the ground. Massive net. I mean, this thing was probably 100 yards long, and he landed in a net from like 10,000 feet. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh. No, I did not see that. I'm going to have to. Like, people are getting crazier and stupider every year, I like to think.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, I mean, I've done some stuff before where, I can seriously get hurt at this, and there's a gut check before you do it. I mean, there's a serious gut check, and you just, and there comes a point where you turn your head and go, forget it, and you go, knowing that you can get hurt. But jumping out of an airplane without a parachute, I mean, you're standing on the edge of the door there, and I've never skydove before, or skydived. I don't know how you pronounce it, the proper term, but like I've never jumped out of an airplane before. But there's got to be a moment there where, I mean, even when you have a parachute, you're nutting up to do it, but to nut up and do it without one, I mean, that's crazy. And like as he falls, he's got this team of skydivers around him. They start pulling their chutes. Finally, the last one pulls his chute. This guy's like 2,000 feet from the ground, and I'm going, man, right then, like, it's all or nothing. Like that's some serious stuff to jump out of an airplane without a parachute. And when he landed in that net, like it just basically encapsulated him. I mean, the whole thing just kind of caved in around him, which was good. But like that still had to knock the wind out of you. I mean, that's serious.
What country was this in? Because I'm pretty sure in Canada or America, you cannot jump out of a perfectly good moving airplane without a parachute.
I don't know. I think it was in the United States, though. I mean, all the commentators were speaking English, but I know Pastrana, when he does a lot of his shenanigans, he's actually got to go to Panama. They do a lot of stuff down there. That way they can get away with stuff.
Oh my goodness, that's so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just watching that and going, my goodness, like I gotta bring that up on the show because it was, I don't know. To me, that's.
You find that on YouTube?
What's that?
Find gotta check this out right now.
Oh, it's all over on you pull up like MSN, Yahoo, any of the major news websites. Like it was, at least here in the States, it was national news the past couple of days. It was yeah. And speaking of nuts, did you see our buddy Levi at Houde's, right? So Levi, my good friend, he's going to be racing Terracross, all this other stuff. Like he just up and decides out of nowhere, you know what? It's the 50th anniversary of Houde's. Let's throw down a 200-foot jump on our snowmobile. Like who does that? Like, it's like, obviously he's jumping 400 feet, but I mean, like, nobody does like just fun practice jumps at 200 feet on a snowmobile. Levi, I'll dust off the sled. We'll jump 200 feet today. Like, who does that stuff?
Levi LaValle.
Yeah. I don't know, man. People,
I love how Levi is still able to, push the envelope and just go bigger and crazier every year. But I have to say, his poor wife. He just had a baby. He just had a brand new little baby boy. Congratulations.
Yeah,
that kid is going to be a terror.
Yeah, Lavin LaValle.
Monster. Livy, for one, she's nuts. Like, she's crazy. She's like, I just see myself in her when I was little and a little girl. Like, I was just wide open like she is. But never mind a boy. Oh, my gosh, it's going to be crazy. But congratulations to Levi. But I'm surprised his wife lets him do the crazy shenanigans that he pulls. Because, I mean, when you have two little kiddies at home, she must be a little worried.
Yeah.
But if you met the LaValles, Kristen and Levi are like the coolest family ever, and they're just full of radness. And I'm going to be really excited to watch their kids grow up and see what kind of things that they get into. Because they have the ultimate dad, the ultimate extreme dad.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see. I know. Well, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, here, Kristen and Amy, and those of you listening in, I mean, you got to know Levi is, a very good friend of mine. His wife's a good friend. I mean, Amy knows them super, super well. So, I mean, we're all really good friends. But like, they were literally. I think Kristen was, a couple days removed from having the baby, and here they are already out on the wakeboard boat on the lake. All four of them, and I'm like, that's so rad. Most people would be like buried in the house. They're like, no, heck, we're taking the baby out on the boat.
Family goals. I'm just saying, family goals.
Yeah. No, I saw that. So I'm pumped to be able to see Levi jump 200 feet. I mean, that's a legit launch there. And I don't know. I just think it's funny because here's a guy who's going to be racing razors and literally looking at the schedule for Houde's. If it's anything like last year, like he's literally going to be racing razors, not going to be able to concentrate on the jump at all. So literally, I'm going to get out of a razor and jump on my snowmobile and jump 200 feet. I mean, most people want to be able to concentrate on that all day long and, and make sure everything's all right. Levi, we'll just jump out of one thing and into the other and do it.
Super versatile. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, he's definitely uber talented. So definitely looking forward to that. I don't know. It's all kinds of stuff popping up, man. People jumping out of airplanes and Levi's jump, and I don't know what else. I don't know what else have you seen pop through your news feed in the last week or so that has kind of been out of the box?
Just babies. So many people are having babies. Like all these athletes and extreme athletes are having babies and babies here and babies there, and it just blows my mind. Like this next, we talk about it every week, but I mean, it's literally this next generation of kid that's going to come through. We're talking about the kids now, but just wait for the kids like 10 years from now. I couldn't even imagine what kind of crazy shenanigans they're all going to get into and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I know, I was just talking about that with my daughter. She's 7, almost 8, and like she wants to start racing like the little Razor 170s, and she's into she's about a year or two into gymnastics, really likes that. But I'm looking at all these things, and like she's already like with the talent level of some of these kids, like she's already behind the 8 ball. If she wanted to do something quote professionally, it's just crazy how far people are pushing their kids even at that age, and they don't get a chance. That's why I've been with my daughter. Hey, just go out and do everything and find out what you like and and pursue it. But it seems like people are pushing their kids at such a young age now. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, and like that's the thing, like you said, behind the 8 ball. I see so many. I have a good friend of mine. Actually, I'm probably not going to get into that story. I never know if they're listening or not. But I see so many people try to jump on the bandwagon at maybe like 13, 17, going to be like, I'm going to be a professional motocross racer. And, they may have just started when they were 14 or something, and they're already too late to the dinner, man. Like, I mean, you're late for the party. The party's already started. I mean, I got girls who are like 12 years old that are faster than I am, and it's like sickening but awesome at the same time. And it's really, really, stabs at your ego. But I mean, that's the thing nowadays. I mean, if you are not 4 years old lining up at Loretta Lynn's in motocross, I mean, good luck at having a shot at a professional motocross career. I mean, kids get started so early in the game, you either get burnt out or you have a long, very intricate career with so many different riding techniques. I mean, if you start young, you learn such, so many lessons of riding and racing. I mean, I started as a little girl, and I started ice racing and doing a little bit of flat track and hill climb and enduro. Well, not really enduro, but, trail and woods riding. And when you start at such a young age, you develop all these different traits along the way that make you such a developed rider, I guess you would say. But, when you start at 14 years old, there's not much back learning that you can really adapt and learn from. So, I don't know. I mean, if you don't start early in the game, it's hard when you have all these kids starting at 4 or 5 years old. It's crazy. I don't even know.
Yeah, just go out and enjoy it when you're starting, late. Just go out and have a good hobby. That's, don't make a career out of it.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
But you know what? The one sport that you can start pretty late on is freestyle. You see a lot of people, come out through the woodworks, and it really just has to do with the size of your balls, never mind your talent there.
Yeah.
If you have the guts to hit a ramp, I mean, you can start a little bit later in your career on freestyle motocross.
For sure. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Man, we got a pretty fun segment coming up after the break, so stay tuned.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? DirtFish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, DirtFish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZ RZs, DirtFish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, DirtFish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit DirtFish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from DirtFish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DirtFish Rally. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and Houde, Olympics kicking off this week. Like, we're only a couple days away from the Olympics. Do the Canadians participate in the Summer Olympics? You guys are like winter there all the time, right? You guys even have a summer?
Yes, we have a summer, and of course participate in the Summer Olympics. And Canadians kick butt, okay? You're not just my country and nation.
Oh,
We're awesome. We kill it at Olympics, man.
No, I'm just giving you a little crap. You know what I like about the Olympics? Seriously, though, like, you know, and right now we got so much shenanigans going on in the U.S. with this election, and literally it's just, you know, it's literally, you know, people slinging mud at each other at this point. It's bad. But the one thing I love about the Olympics, it's the one time where everybody in the country, regardless of what your political views are, we all get along and we all root for the same thing. And that's what I love about the Olympics. Like, it's the one thing that can bring a country together. And, you know, for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or however long the Olympics are, like, everybody is all about the red, white, and blue, and anything else doesn't matter. It's, hey, we're the United States and we're together and we're going to win this, you know. And that's what I love about the Olympics. You know, it seems like it brings our country together, you know?
Yeah, the only thing is the fact, like, I hear all this uproar about the Olympics being in Rio, and I mean, it's kind of interesting because the last couple of years, I know they had another country, it was in Brazil or something, where it was a little sketchy as well.
Oh, China.
China. Oh, yeah, that's right, China. And all the places that the athletes stayed in were, like, falling apart, and the infrastructure was crazy. But, yeah, Rio, I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting to see kind of what goes on. But the one thing I have to say about the Canadian, like, Team Canada, is we have the sickest apparel. Like, we have the nicest gear always, like, for the Canadian Olympics. The red, white, and black, or just all red and white. Like, everyone always talks about how awesome the Canadians look. Thank you very much. That's right.
Yeah, no, you know, and that's one thing I will give you guys credit for. I give the Canadians credit for a lot, but I will say that it seems like in the Olympics, for some odd reason, I always remember, like, the Canadians seem like they're well dressed, and I got to tip my cap to you guys. You guys also hold another world record. My friend Jenna Horsey posted something on her Facebook page the other day. The Canadians now own the world record for the beer mile run.
Of course, we're Canadian. We like our beer and we like our hockey.
Yeah. No, I'd never even heard of the beer mile run, and then Jen posts this, and I'm like, no. So what it is you drink a beer, you run a lap around a track, you drink another beer, you run a lap around a track, you drink another beer. You know, obviously it's 4 laps, 4 beers, and you know, and basically the fastest time has a world record. But you have to stop in between each lap and drink an entire beer before you can go back around. And it's like this big thing, I guess. And the Canadians now have the world record, so you guys can drink and run better than anybody in the world.
Heck yeah, I'll take that title. I think that sounds pretty good.
I could see this as something you would compete in.
No, I don't like beer, Jim. You should know this by now.
You don't like beer?
Nope, not at all.
Since when? Last week?
Never drank. I've maybe had 1 beer in my whole life. I'm not a beer person. I am like a vodka rock star till the day I die, or... Yeah, I like a little bit of whiskey. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Canadian girl. I like my Canadian whiskey, but I just, you know, I'd rather crush an energy drink and have a good time. I'm wide open without liquor. I do not need it.
I've seen you wide open with liquor. Oh man, we need to switch subjects here. This is going to get interesting pretty quick. But so no, this is seriously a real conversation I had in my life, and I'm like, I need to bring this on air. So, you know, we call this show an action motorsports show, right? And and then I started talking with somebody, and they're like, well, what will you put in your show? What won't you? And then we started talking about action sports as a whole and motorsports and like, what is action sports? Well, I'm like, well, like technically, like, you know, I don't know. Do you have to have a skateboard or a bike or like, I mean, we were talking, I'm like, well, I consider like, you know, MMA in a way, you know, it's kind of crossed that bridge where it's youth culture and, you know, it's kind of active and like, you know, I don't know. And Red Bull's got all this crazy stuff like ice skate racing now and cliff diving. And it's like, would those be considered action sports? Like, I don't know. Where do you think the lines are? I mean, there's certain motorsports we call action sports and then others we don't. Like, how do you define action sports now?
Personally, I would like to consider action sports anything badass and gnarly, okay? Growing up in high school, I had this friend who used to always, like, I'd come to the table at, you know, lunchtime, you go into the cafeteria, you sit down with your group of friends, and I was one of pretty much only kids in the school who raced motocross, and everyone thought it was weird and, you know, unoriginal and stuff. It was kind of funny back then, but I'd come to the table, and he would always yell, "Extreme!" And it bothered me, and it used to piss me off and upset me, and I'd get really, like, you know, self-conscious about it, and he used to always yell "extreme" anytime I'd walk into the room or come anywhere near anybody. But then I kind of, you know, his definition of an extreme sport is playing golf, okay? So I like to think that action sports is anything super, you know, original and badass and cool and extreme. And I always used to call it as, like, an individual sport because you have, like, the hockey and the football and the soccer and the team sports, which were always the things that were in the Olympics, you know, before any of the, like, snowboarding and border cross and all the cool extreme sports kind of got involved in the Olympics. So I used to think that extreme sports were individual, badass, dangerously kind of things. But right now, you know what Google has to say, action sports, or it says extreme sports, also called action sports and adventurous sports, is a popular term for a certain activity perceived as having a high level of inherent danger. These activities often involve speed, height, and a high level of physical exertion and highly specialized gear. Heck yeah, go Google. I love that definition. Anything that's perceived as inherent danger. I like to think that motocross is a little dangerous and a little, you know, we exhibit physical exertion and high specialized gear or talents, if you will. But, yeah, I like that Google definition. Yeah. How do you think that?
Well, what I'm going to say right here, though, is an inherent danger, like high speed, that. I mean, I don't know. I would say, you know, the NFL football here in the United States is pretty darn dangerous. You guys, you know, you got guys that, you know, brains are turning to mush over it. And
you know what? I do have to say that football is definitely an extreme sport. I mean, I don't like watching football in the real. It's so slow. You have, like, 2 minutes of action caught, like, mixed with 10 minutes of pause. Like, I watched one football. I actually watched a Grey Cup, which is like your Super Bowl. The Canadian Grey Cup is our, you know, the Canadian Super Bowl, whatever. Yeah. But, man, it was boring. It was so boring to watch in real life. Like, it was just so much pause, and it's nothing like, you know, watching a supercross or downhill mountain bike where it's just, like, constant action and extremeness and, you know, physical exertion. Yeah. But it is definitely extreme, and those guys take a beating and take a hit, and, you know, their level of, you know, cardiovascular endurance with them running across the field is just intense. And I do think football is pretty cool. So, and I just think the dudes are pretty good looking as well. So I don't mind watching.
No, it was an interesting conversation. I really didn't know how to go with it because I said, you know, it used to be really defined, and, you know, back, you know, 20 some years ago, if it was in X Games, it was an action sport. If it wasn't an X Games, it's not.
It was an Olympic.
Yeah, you know,
but it really was, and, like, that's what pissed me off when growing up. Like, as a little girl, like, I always wanted to participate in the Olympics, but all the sports that I liked and that I participated in had, you know, no presence in the Olympics at all. But then, you know, came the X Games, and then I had a goal to work towards. But I do think that a lot of these quote-unquote extreme/action sports deserve a spot in the Olympics because of, you know, the training and physical endurance behind it. And yeah, I just think that, you know, the Olympics really need to kind of open their doors to a few more of these sports that, you know, these extreme action sports, not necessarily like skateboarding or anything, but, you know, they do have snowboarding and...
Well, skateboarding's in now.
It's not... Oh, Oh, yeah, skateboarding is in the Olympics, but I don't think it should be. It's not as physically enduring. Like, it's pretty gnarly, like, if they're on the big half pipe and stuff.
That's what they're bringing in is vert skating.
Oh, okay, well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no.
But bring in motocross, man. Bring in some moto, some downhill mountain biking. Like, that stuff is insane.
Yeah, well, and it's, it's like, where, and the Olympics is all about, human, things that are, I guess, technically human-powered.
Power?
Yeah, human-powered. But then you've got bobsledding, and that's as extreme as it gets. But, and you've got bicycle racing, and there's technology that goes into that. It's not just the human. I mean, if you have a crap bike, you're not going to win a gold medal. You have a good bike, you got a shot at it, So I don't know. It's, do we eventually, and I don't think it's going to happen in 4 or 8 years, but, does something with engines all of a sudden make the Olympics? I don't know. It's interesting concept, but definitely, things are changing. And I mean, if curling can be in the Olympics, I think just about anything can. So
I don't like curling, but if you knock curling in Canada, get prepared to get beaten up, okay? That's our national sport, I think.
That seems like a fun drinking game.
It does take a lot of effort and technicality in curling, but way too boring for me.
Yeah.
Hit it hard! Yeah, don't like it.
All right. Well, we got to take a short commercial break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. After the break, my buddy Matt Martelli going to be on the line. We're going to be talking Mid 400 UTV World Championship and a little event called the Legends Rally. All that and more still to come. Definitely stay tuned. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, waiting on my good friend Matt Martelli to call into the line. He's definitely got
I really hope
What's
we
that?
have some information whether there's going to be some dirt bikes finally in the Mid-400 next year, because I heard some talk about that.
I know. This would be the time to put him on the spot, but you know what? They run dirt bikes at the UTV World Championship. You should have your bike out there for that.
That'd be awesome.
And they're bringing my hometown race here in October, the Blue Water Desert Challenge, Houde, I'm telling you. And they've got him at the Parker 250. Man, you're slacking. You just need to keep a bike parked in my garage, and you can come out here and run it.
Okay, that sounds good.
So, yeah, get your friends over at Yamaha to send you an extra one. Just keep it parked here in Arizona. I'll keep it warmed up for you.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, no, I don't know what the heck Matt's doing right now. He was supposed to have a phone call of something earlier today, and said he was going to call in, but do have some stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, but we'll definitely talk about it right now. But big news coming out of the rally world. There was a Breakaway Series announced last week. So basically, you've got Rally America, which is the premier stage rally organization in the United States. They put on eight events of the year. I'm actually contracted with them. We do Rally America Radio, and then now there has been a new series that has popped up that's actually taking a few of the events from Rally America. It's called American Rally Association, and it's pretty dang interesting. That's the only way to put it, Houde. So basically the ARA versus Rally America, the way rally works is you've got the promoter, and then you've got the organizers for the individual events. So so basically some of the events got together and decided we don't want to be with Rally America again, that puts on the 8-race championship. So they've got like four and I think maybe 5 events. They might have had a 5th sign on that are breaking away and saying, hey, we're going to run our own championship. Supposedly they've got some sponsors lined up. I don't know. They say they do. We'll see what happens. But like there's this split right now, just happened this week in North American Rally. So you've got so you've got the Rally America side, the ARA side, and next year we may have 2 championships, and both of them not with like a full schedule of races. It's going to be interesting, and what makes it even more interesting is the Ojibwe Rally in Minnesota the end of this month that I'm going to go to, and I know you were talking about coming down because it's only like a 2-hour drive for you. That event is not going to be with Rally America anymore. It's going to be with this new ARA group. But this year it's sanctioned under Rally America, so you wonder what kind of animosity is going to be at that event this year. I don't know. It's, I don't know. The easiest way to put it is I don't know what the heck is going on with North American Stage Rally at this point. But those of you that tune in and you're a rally fan, you know that things got really interesting last week, and it's the easiest way to put it. Things are really interesting, and I think the next month is going to be there's going to be a lot of news coming out, and especially if this ARA has the sponsors lined up, that they're kind of teasing that they do. I don't know. We may see a shift. Obviously I work for Rally America. I've got a lot of friends there, and I can't say a bad thing about the organization, but obviously there's some other people that have different feelings about it. I don't know.
And
but
why so? Why is that? I mean, take it from someone who's a little bit naive, and some other of our listeners might not know a lot about the Rally America. Like, why is that? Why do people have anything negative to say about it? What went on?
The problem with rally in the United States is that even in Canada, in Canada they've got a banging TV package. In Europe, rally, that's all there is. There's rally and Formula One. That's it, Yeah. In the U.S., it's kind of a very niche motorsport. We want to say off-road trophy trucks are niche. Rally is 10 times more niche than we are. On a good event, they get 60 or 70 cars. A good event with us, in desert racing, we get 350 cars. So they're very niche. You've got Pastrana and David Higgins. World-class drivers that are running. Ken Block runs occasionally. World-class drivers running, but it's it's just still niche, and and everybody wants to make it big, but nobody's got the plan. I mean, stage rally in the U.S. has been the same way for 30 years. I mean, it just is what it is. They've had TV like off and on here and there, but it's pay for TV, so the series are paying $1 million a year to produce a TV show without sponsors funding it. Nobody can, nobody has those kind of pockets, but everybody wants to see it, this big great thing like it is in Europe and even in Canada, but people in the U.S., I mean, they're more occupied with IndyCar and NASCAR and drag racing and all. It's
sorry.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's just I don't know that there is a solution. I don't know that rally is going to get that big, but there's always these people that think it can. And it's like nobody's ever happy, and and I don't know the answer. I truly don't have the answer for this. There's always some things you can do to make things a little bit better, but I don't think we're ever going to see it, like it is in Canada or in Europe.
Well, and kind of like what happened, it's like the same thing what happened with women's motocross in the U.S. and in Canada. So, they had this huge market with all these girls who wanted to race these nationals and have a national series and be considered on par with the men and have a pro series and race the same day as the U.S. pro men. And what happened was, we had nobody backing us. We had no one vouching for us and putting, investing their time and money in putting on a series for us, right? You need that big investment or people to kind of get involved. So kind of what happened, it got lost in Canada. There was a nice U.S. national that ran with the men, and now it kind of went down to like this Triple Crown thing. At least there's something that goes on. But what happened here in Canada is the girls of the organized, like the Canadian racing girls actually stepped up and put on a series themselves and, invested their money and their time into actually promoting women's racing and having a quote-unquote professional Canadian women's national series here. So, it really comes down to, having people invest and believe in the sport, that you're kind of vouching for and really stepping up and playing a big role in it. But, it's so much different with rally than it is motocross. Motocross, you can just show up and race, and there's not too much cost that gets involved into it. I can't imagine what the cost of running a rally race must be. It just seems it's too bad, really, because it's such a cool sport, and it's so much cooler than NASCAR. You don't just go lecture. It's such a different series, and it's too bad that people don't really get to see rally for what it is. But maybe if there was some more eyes on it, maybe if they did some type of cool documentary or a TV series or something. I don't know. I don't really know too much about rally, but I just know it's way cooler than NASCAR, and it requires a lot more talent and, skilled driving technique to do just that. So
yeah, well, and you got a guy like Pastrana, he could drive anything he wants, and he chooses rally. But like you said, it takes that monetary investment, and these series, and whether it's going to be the ARA or Rally America, like it takes that major sponsor, and obviously Subaru, has been a great sponsor, a huge supporter of rally. Obviously they're involved with me, and I see what they do. They put up their launch control, a YouTube series, and things like that. But there's only so much Subaru can do, and they don't want to fund everything for everybody, and they can't. And the same would be said for Ford, who's got a small investment in rally. You need that Red Bull or somebody to come in to, write the huge check. And, the eyes aren't there for a corporate investment like that. So, what these series are doing, and not just Rally America, but there's little regional series too, is you creep up, okay, well, we're going to charge $50 more on an entry fee, and then we'll be able to, hire an extra photographer or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
And, but then all of a sudden, then the competitors get mad. Hey, our entry fees went up. What the heck? How am I afford to go rally? Well, it's like everybody wants their cake and they want to eat it too. We want all this coverage, but we also don't want to pay for it. It's like, it's just, it's like me. Shoot, I'd love a house twice as big as mine. I just don't want the mortgage payment. They don't go together,
Yeah, you just need some big billionaire to invest in rally and, love the sport and want to dump all their money into it, and so they can show up with their family and watch it.
Yeah, I gotcha. And that's why Global Rallycross has taken off here in the United States, though, because it is something that's small, easy to package. They run around these small, half-mile, three-quarters of mile tracks, and built in parking lots and in downtown city areas. And I mean, it's blown up. And I've been fortunate enough to work with that series. They're still involved in this show. Obviously, Scott Speed's on air, and in our GRC curtain call segment. But they've tried to take basically the stuff out on the stages, out in the forest and that, and package it so you can put grandstands around it and almost like Supercross, and get people there, and they've been highly successful with it. So it's I don't know. There's just it's such a crossroads right now this year for rally in the United States. It's going to be interesting to see what direction things head. So. I don't know, I'm along for the ride. So I can't wait to get you to Minnesota later this month. I can say this month because we're finally in August, but I can't wait to get you there because you haven't experienced the stage rally yet. And to get you there and, to see Subaru with Pastrana and Higgins and, and all these other, guys and, and see the street stages and out in the forest, I think you're going to have a blast. I mean, it's an adventure sport and you're all about adventure. So I'm excited to get you on air after your first rally experience to see what you think.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it should definitely be fun. But I don't know. That's being said, where do we stand? We got a couple minutes left. I know we've talked about women's motocross before, and and I get tagged in some of these social media posts bring women's motocross back, and there was some group trying to do it. Where after all this, I mean, we've heard about this before. We've talked about it. Where does women's motocross stand right now?
Good question. In the U.S., I ain't got no idea. In Canada, we got a pretty awesome Canadian motocross women's series here. The girls have done a fantastic job. Extremely highly competitive race series. I mean, we have 30 to 40 girls line up at the gate, but it's they're doing it on their own. They are short series. I mean, there's 3 rounds on the East Coast and 3 rounds on the West Coast, and they split the series up which I think is a great idea because Canada is huge. And, for a girl like me who has a full-time job or whatever, who goes to school or something, or their parents are helping them out, it costs a lot of money and a lot of time and investment to drive from one coast to the other. So, I mean, they're doing it right by having a national series on each coast. And, you have to pick one and ride and race, either the East or the West. But, man, they get some fast girls up from the U.S. They have some extremely fast Canadian girls, and, the top 10 are just gnarly. I mean, they're super fast. But have you seen, some of the trophies? They're giving away, I always said surfboards, sorry, wakeboards, guitars, cool prizes. They've had a lot of cool people donate amazing trophies and gifts, and all the girls kind of walk away with some swag and gear and parts and stuff. So, it's a very well-run series. Really, really congratulate the chicks for putting that on. But, we got those girls, anywhere you are in the world, if you want to come and race the Canadian Nationals, we got some fast chicks here. Kennedy Lutt, I actually remember growing up with her. She was on a little KTM 50, and now she's dominating the Canadian National Series. It's insane. And then there's Eve Bordeaux, pardon me, her last name is French, can't pronounce it that well, but she's over on the East Coast, and she just dominates. I think she would freaking place really well in the men's class. But, good for the Canadian Nationals. The girls are super fast, and they have a good series, so it's pretty rad. Any of you U.S. chicks who want to come in and compete, come on down, or come on up, I guess.
Yeah. All right, well, we got to take a short commercial break. We come back, I'm going to have some TORC results coming at you, DirtFish Rally Report, and then kicking off hour number 2, we're going to have Hubert and Joe Duncan from Terracross. We're going to have Scott Speed on the line. Amy and I are going to be taking some fan questions, so a lot more to come here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning RZR XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris RZRs to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris racers RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris RZR vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
Honey, did you know they're giving away $79,000 in guaranteed cash prizes for the Crazy Cash Harvest at the Blue Water Resort and Casino?
Oh, yeah. All new this time, every Saturday you can swipe your club card and we'll receive free grand prize drawing entries for the grand finale. One winner will win $25,000 on October 29th.
That's right. Plus, on Saturdays, a chance to win $3,000 in guaranteed cash prizes. Drawings every half hour from 2 to 6 p.m.
It's the Crazy Cash Harvest every Saturday, August 13th through October 29th. See the club for full details.
Kick off the summer at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Our gaming floor is packed with the hottest slot machines, table games, poker, and bingo. Earn points as you play and redeem your points for discounts at our restaurants, for free slot play, for lodging, and more. Plus, members of the club can participate in our promotions for a chance to win cash and prizes. Book your hotel at Blue Water today. Sunday to Thursday room rates start at $94.95 now to the end of summer based on availability.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here. And, man, it's been a lot of talk through the first half of the show. I don't know, talking a little motorsports and some rally, but a whole lot of just random talk. Once in a while, you know, things happen. I know this is a motorsports show, but once in a while, things like that happen. And, you know, thank you guys for bearing with us. And, yeah, you know, my buddy Matt Martelli, he texted, we're going to dial him in next week. He got caught up on a conference call, and, you know, this dude, you're talking about the mastermind behind so many projects. Things happen once in a while. So we'll give Matt a pass on this one, and we'll dial him in, in another week or two for an interview. But big event over the weekend. We had TORC, Bark River, one of the iconic TORC venues. And, man, it's been all domination from CJ Greaves so far this year. And I got to tell you, things didn't change too much. You know, first day number one at Bark River, it was CJ with a Pro 4 and the Pro 2 win. Pro 4, second place was Chad Horde. Third was Mike Jenkins from Traxxas, Ross Hook, Scott Douglas. And then Pro 2, it was obviously CJ, Mike Jenkins, Jason DeGrave, Brad Lovell, Keegan Kincaid. And then in Pro Light, it was Kyle Kleeman, Kyle Hart, and Sean Morris is your 1, 2, and 3. And then moving over to day number 2, Sunday, once again, this sweep for CJ Greaves in both Pro 4 and Pro 2. Dominating effort from CJ Greaves. Johnny Greaves second in Pro 4. Scott Douglas, Mike Jenkins, Chad Horde. Looking at Pro 2 was Keegan Kincaid there in second. Mike Jenkins in third. Brad Lovell and our boy Ari Lyondike Jr. Man, we got to get him back on here. It's been a while since we had Ari Jr. on, but taking a top 5. Big shout out to him. And then it was Kyle Kleeman with the full sweep. There in Pro Light. So, man, lots of good stuff happening there at TORC, Bark River. Can't wait for the next one. Crandon, that's the one looming Labor Day weekend. Can't wait to see the big house once again. But we'll be back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with more after the break. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, getting ready to get into our DirtFish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by our good friends at DirtFish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And stoked that I will be at DirtFish for 4 days coming up this week. I'll be doing some interviews, filming for a new YouTube video. It's going to be off the hook. Also, next week, we're going to have a DirtFish Rally edition of the Down and Dirty Radio Show from DirtFish Rally School. So lots of DirtFish in the next week for me. Looking forward to getting up to Seattle and getting my feet dirty, getting down and dirty at the DirtFish. But those of you, definitely check them out on the web, dirtfish.com, and tell them I sent you for sure. But, we talked about this new Rally Breakaway Series, with Amy in a couple of segments ago. That was really the big news coming out of this week. But not only that, another breaking news, and I reached out, haven't heard anything, trying to get him on air. Might be a week or two. Mitchell DeYoung, haven't heard much of him for about 18 months since he wrapped up that GRC Lights title a couple of years ago. Kind of went off the grid. He is back this weekend in Canada at World Rallycross Canada in a lights car. So we see the reemergence of Mitchell DeYoung. I am pumped. Amazing, great kid. Love him to death. Super talented. Can wheel a rally car like nobody's business and an off-road car like nobody's business. Really, really pumped to see Mitchell back behind the wheel. That happening, World Rallycross Canada this weekend. It's the closest World RX event to the United States. It's always a big one. I think they've got a live stream going on, and might be filmed for TV on one of those really high direct TV channels or something. You'll have to look into it, but definitely probably the live stream is going to be your best bet. And then GRC results from this past weekend. Obviously, we've got the winner, Scott Speed, on air calling in here in hour number 2. Patrick Sandell second, Tanner Faust, Brian Deegan, Yoni Weeman 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Looking at the lights, it was Cabot, Bingham, Oliver Erickson, Mickey Weckstrom, Travis Pecoy, and Alex Keys. You 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 there. Drivers' Championship right now. It is Tanner Faust, Scott Speed, 6 points separating them. Steve Arpin there in third, followed by Patrick Sandell and Brian Deegan. Lights, it's all Cabot, Bingham in first, and we have Oliver Erickson and Mickey Weckstrom 1, 2, and 3. So all that and more still to come here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. That was your DirtFish Rally Report. We'll be back with Terracross after this break.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here. I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line in our weekly Terracross segment. We've got my good buddy Joe Duncan joining Joe and I. We've got Hubert Rowland from Nitro Circus fame, and we've also got his sponsor in the Terracross series. Adam, is it Lukowick?
Lukowick.
All right, Lukowick. All right, I got it.
Close,
all right.
Yeah, pretty close.
All right, I was trying. I was looking at it, man. I was like, "There's one or two ways we could go with this. We'll have to ask him."
Yeah, it's totally fine. You're good.
All right, and Hubert, how's everything going, my friend?
Oh, it's all going good. I'm in the Pastrana Land shop. I'm just sitting here sipping on a juice box right now.
All right, probably not too many juice boxes sipped around the Pastrana Land shop, dude. I've seen some of the stuff that goes on back there.
Well, that's just my choice of drinks right now. I'm actually I'm fixing to have a come to Jesus meeting with my local buddy that helps out around here because he can't seem to put things up, and it's like a reset button every time I come home.
How's everything going with you? We haven't caught up in a while, but what's the latest on the RZR situation? I know before we get into some Terracross and talking some Sedona tire and wheel, I want to ask you though, how's everything on the RZR situation with you?
I mean, everything is what it is. You know, back about mid-April, I was up at Windrock for the Spring Jamboree, riding around, meeting people, handing out discount codes and stuff like that. And I come out Sunday morning, and my truck, trailer, RZR, parts, everything was stolen, everything taken. So we went through the cops and stuff like that, and I still got the keys in my pocket. People keep saying, "Oh, you leave the keys in it." Well, no, I've got them on me. So that's not where it went, but, you know, I had some sightings. Nothing ever showed up, so it's gone. Luckily, Travis here at his house, he's got a few razors, so I've got one of his 1000s that I use, and all the same companies that helped me out on my razor before, they helped me out on this one, so I just named this one the Loner. And me and the Loner go around and do some racing and some promoting and riding trails and stuff like that. So that's kind of where we stand right now, and really just looking forward to getting in behind the wheel at Terracross and what we got going there. I'm doing some practicing here, and so we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah. Well, and Joe, speaking of Terracross, I know obviously we've got Hubert and we've got Adam here. I know you've got some big announcements to make, my friend.
Yeah, once again, Sedona Tire and Wheel has come on board, and with obviously the Western Power Sports fly racing program here, and just super excited. Jeremy, my business partner, was able to do some testing. Adam and the gang sent us out tires to be tested this spring. As you know, Jim and Hubert, we're not easy on equipment over at Terracross. We put those Polaris razors through one heck of a course, and we beat the crap out of them. Those tires and wheels, take the brunt of it. And fortunately, we have some great partners that are involved already. But with adding the classes and adding the number of machines that we're going to for this year, we really needed some more support, and Sedona Tire and Wheel stepped up. Their whole crew has been just awesome to work with, and the testing that Jeremy did, he was super pumped on how everything worked out with them.
Yeah. Well, and Adam, I know reading through an email that Joe forwarded over, man. I dig it when you get somebody involved in a series as a sponsor and a partner that eats, sleeps, and breathes dirt sports. I know whether it be UTVs, dirt bikes. I mean, man, you've been around this deal.
Yeah, I've been in this industry for quite a while and working with Joe and Hubert and the Terracross Series coming up here and Western Power Sports. It's awesome. Everybody that's here, like you said, eats, breathes, and sleeps this stuff. So it makes it fun at the end of the day. And Sedona, we're in our 10th year of the business, which we're really excited about. And we, as a tire and wheel brand, we're pretty young in the racing. We started out back with our Sedona Bazooka Sport Quad tires back in the ATV scene, and that really kind of helped lead us into to the UTV scene with like our Mud Rebel RT that we had, which has been a pretty good tire for us. And then the new Rockabilly that we've got coming out here, or that's out now that everybody's been running on, that's been an awesome tire. We've got guys that are out running the mid-400 in that thing, Laughlin, other East Coast events, and now into the Terracross thing. We're really excited about this. Plus, Joe, like you said, you guys have been real hard on this stuff, and we got Hubert out on our equipment, and you know how light they run their stuff.
Yeah. So
it's all been really good, and we're really looking forward to this series, and we're glad to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, that being said, Hubert, I know you've got the new celebrity division that you're working on, and I know you help with the track builds. Got any ideas, some out of the box ideas as far as track builds go that we're going to see this year, buddy?
Not right out of the gate. We'll just kind of have to see what the land lays when we get there. Of course, the biggest thing, the main goal is, put on a good show, but also safety in the same time. So we kind of have to cater to both ends, and I know to put on a good show, sometimes it's not always as safe as, well, that's the way it is around here at least. So we tend to kind of push safety just over to the edge a little bit, just where you can see it, and then we'll just wing it and see what happens.
Yeah.
And it usually turns out fairly safe, but I'm extremely excited in all areas. Like Adam said, the Rockabilly tires, I've been using those for, the past 3 or 4 months, and the beadlocks and stuff like that, and they're a pretty awesome tire. They work in everything. The biggest thing I've been playing with is just tire pressures, what pressures work better in certain areas versus others. But it'll be awesome to go in there on something that I've already been running on.
Yeah.
Call that cheating or an advantage. Oh well.
It's doing your homework. We'll call it doing your homework.
Yeah, doing your homework, exactly. But, I haven't had any bad experiences with past tires. but it's amazing how much better these tires can be with the right pressures and stuff like that. So we just kind of go from there and see what happens. I haven't cut a tire yet back there in the woods racing against Travis, but then again, I don't know if they even consider it racing because he puts it on me something bad.
Well, that's funny because you spend a ton of time behind the wheel, but to Travis, I mean, it doesn't seem to matter what it is. I mean, even when he went out to the Mint 400 a couple years ago and raced in trophy truck, and here I am, been racing trophy trucks forever. He goes down and throws down like a top 20 qualifying time, and had literally had like 45 minutes in the truck before that. The guy's just uber talented. It's scary how good he is.
Yeah, it's amazing. He has just a feel amongst things, and it comes from an early age. And we get back here, and he wants to do. We'll invite a whole bunch of people, and we'll get like all the razors out. And I'm like, oh, this is just going to be a maintenance nightmare next week. But whatever, we've got parts. We'll make it happen. And we'll go back there, and we start setting lap times. And he's like, all right, I want the track totally flat so I can drift around and stuff like that. And I was like, no, you get the last lap, because then it'll be rutted and you can't drive how you want, and you got to drive with one eye and one hand. And we try to handicap him all we can. And of course, he just goes making up rules. And he usually wins some of the events, but sometimes we can kind of manipulate it to where he won't win. So and that's kind of getting buddies running the stopwatch and stuff like that, trying to favor it our way. But it's all in fun, and it's all in big time. And the Polaris Razor is just it's a machine like no other. We beat the absolute dog crap out of it. And I'm sure y'all saw the little video we sent of our buddy cartwheeling one frontwards, end over end.
Yeah.
And when he finally stopped, he grabbed his helmet out of the passenger seat, put it back on, and drove away. Now, it was a little tweaked up, like bent the bumper and a few little things, but it was still drivable. I mean, just an amazing machine. It was like, okay, well, if it can handle that, then... And Terracross is extremely hard on machines. Some of it's a driver. Well, I'll say all of it's a driver.
Yeah.
And it's never the course.
Beaver.
It's never the course. It's never the course, and it's never the machine. It's the driver. I don't care what anybody says. They can blame it on whatever they want, but you have to learn to drive to keep it together. And but I mean, they're amazing machines right out of the box. It's like, holy cow! I can't believe if you ain't been driving when you're missing out on life, basically.
Yeah, for sure. So, Joe, we got about 30 seconds left. You and Adam got anything you want to leave us with before we got to let you go?
Yeah, just a big thanks to Adam and all the gang over at WPS and Sedona Tire and Wheel for coming on board and helping out. And Hubert's going to have some announcements coming up in the next, over the next 3-4 weeks here. Hubert and yourself a little bit, Jim, are obviously heading up our celebrity class, and Jason Ellis coming back to run with you guys, and then we're filling in that next group of celebrities to run with you guys, and pretty excited for some of the names that have come up and looking to come play with us.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Joe. Thanks, Hubert. Thank you, Adam, for the time, and we'll definitely have to do it again.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for everything.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
All right. And we'll be back after this break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When RJ Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning RZR XP1000. RJ is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris RZRs to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris RZRs RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris RZR vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? DirtFish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, DirtFish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, DirtFish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, DirtFish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit DirtFish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from DirtFish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DirtFish Rally. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here. Just got done with Joe Duncan, Adam Lukowic, and Hubert Rowland from Nitro Circus. And, man, it was a pretty fun segment. I know you had to check out for a minute there, Amy, but you are back. And, man, I guess it's time to get into some fan questions here.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Yeah. Before we do that, I just read, I keep up my Twitter feed, during the show just to keep up to date on news, and that's where I get questions and some other stuff. So check this out. Today, Instagram, both of us are on Instagram. Obviously, you've got like some crazy following, like literally nutty following on Instagram that everybody, I think follows you for the comments. But did you see today they made this big announcement that they're going to do a thing called Instagram Stories, and it's basically the Instagram version of Snapchat for Instagram. Like, it's all in the same app. And I'm like, it's so lame. Like, just let
Yay, now we don't have to get Snapchat.
Really? You're pumped about it? Like, I don't know. I'm just like, I think it's one of those things where you can try and do too much, and then everybody's like, forget it. I think Instagram at this point, they're trying to do too much. Like, just be happy where you're at, Don't try and be a Snapchat. I don't know.
I don't know. I know. I hate when, things change. I hate when Instagram, I remember where they didn't have videos. It was just photos, but then everyone liked the videos, and then the videos changed to a minute, and then this and that and this and that. I kind of like when things change, especially when it means that I don't have to get another app, aka Snapchat. But, Instagram started for the photos, just to be able to post a picture. They say a photo says 1,000 words. And I liked it. It was so simple. That's why I had it, and that's why I kept it. I just like showing people a little glimpse into my life. I don't know. We'll see how I like it. But if it means I don't have to get Snapchat, then cool with me.
Yeah. You know what my problem with is with Instagram and Facebook, for that matter? They are so unoriginal. And so get this. So Facebook, obviously, Instagram's doing good, and Facebook, is like, they're taking our market share, so we'll buy Instagram. So Facebook buys Instagram, right? And then it goes so far as there's video now, and Twitter has Vine. and they created Vine. Everybody's doing Vine, so Instagram and Facebook go, well, crap, we can't let Twitter have a good app, so we're going to put videos into ours, and basically ripped off Vine and demolished Vine. And then, it's like, oh, well, Snapchat's doing really good. We can't create these good ideas, but we're going to we're going to make Instagram like a Snapchat, try and do away with Snapchat. Facebook, Twitter has Periscope, where you can live stream all this stuff. It's off the hook. Everybody's using it. Facebook hasn't, done anything with live streaming. Then all of a sudden Facebook goes, maybe we should add live streaming to our app because Twitter's doing really good. Like Facebook and Instagram have no originality. They just rip off everybody else's ideas.
Excuse me, but Facebook started the wave of...
Oh, come on. MySpace beat them to it.
Connecting people. I mean, actually, it probably was MySpace, but MySpace sucked and did it all wrong. But, I don't know. I like Instagram. Don't knock Instagram.
No, I love Instagram. I'm not happy about Snapchat being on Instagram, though. These Instagram stories and everything else. Like, come on, man. Just whatever. I don't know. So we got some fan questions here. I got a few of them. One aimed at you, one aimed at us both, and then two kind of aimed at me. So I guess we'll shoot for one of mine first, since I guess I got two directly to me. I didn't grab the name off of this one. I just grabbed this one literally. I forgot to. So my apologies to whoever sent this in. That tagged me on Twitter earlier. In regards to Formula Drift, and it says Chris Forsberg, Ryan Turk are going to be racing the Baja 1000 in a Dodge truck sponsored by Valvoline. How do you feel about this? Well, shoot, I think it's great. I've actually been texting with Turk about a week or two ago. He's going to be on the show at some point. I know we talked with Forsberg when he was on the show. I think it's awesome, man. Get these two drifters in an off-road truck, and it's not like they're going trophy truck racing. They're, it's like a stock class vehicle. They're doing it right. They're not going to be in over their head. They're just going to go and have an adventure of a lifetime, 1,000 miles in an off-road truck. Like, what's better than that? They're going to bring their huge, both of them kill it on social media. Turk has his own, video series with Network A called TORC. Like, I think it's great. I wish more people do it. Props to them, and it's fully funded by Valvoline. I mean, how can you go wrong? I don't know. I think it's a win for everybody. Stoked to see how they do, and I know I talked to them both. They're both going to be on air at some point. I know Turk will be on together. Turk will be on very soon, so maybe after the next FD round. We'll have to see. But no, I think it's great. So I don't know. I don't know how anybody could be not happy about this. It's awesome to see these guys crossing over into off-road. So props to Turk and Forsberg for making it happen.
I have to say, I always prop people who do crossovers, to go from one sport to another. I think it's such a great idea, and people should welcome them more with open arms, because it brings, the whole different audience to maybe to that other sport, especially like it's moto to four wheels or off-road to trophy truck kind of stuff. Like, I love the idea of people, collaborating and trying something new. I always think it's pretty cool, especially big names like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, these are like the guy, the faces behind Formula Drift, or a couple of the faces. So I think it'll be good. And I don't know, I'm going to keep rolling through these because I know we always run short on time because you and I get talking and answering questions. So next one, we'll shoot Amy's question. And this is from Jennifer in Toronto. This was through our website. I need to put it, because I know, like, there's not an option to send to both of us. I think they just send I'm the top choice, so I think when they send questions into the website, it just goes directly to me and it doesn't go to you. But it said, Amy, you haven't been doing much racing on your dirt bike. Are we going to see you more on the track this summer at all?
Oh, I feel so bad because Jim knows what's up and kind of knows my project I have going on right now, which I can't disclose, unfortunately, but I'm just trying to kind of play it safe right now. I got a couple things in the woodworks. No, I'm not pregnant. I'm not having a baby. like, nothing like that. I just, I've been doing a little bit more riding for fun, but I have a new project under my belt. So as soon as I'm able to talk about it, I'll be able to release it to y'all into the world and kind of share with you what I got going on here. But right now, I'm just trying to not risk anything and put myself in a sticky situation where I'm not able to do what I need to be doing. So, I'm just trying to stay off two wheels for just a little bit longer. But I'm not hanging up my boots anytime soon. It's just because I have a new project under my belt. But that being said, my dad and I are looking to go to do a vintage national here pretty soon. We're kind of following the schedule. We missed the last one in Ohio, so we're trying to chase down the next one. So I'll be lining up on my old, nice vintage bike and be doing some racing against some old dudes. So I'm excited. And
Awesome.
The vintage bikes are a lot safer. I mean, it's crazy to think because they have absolutely no suspension, but they're just more of having a good time and having a good ride.
Nice.
So yeah, I ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Just taking a little break.
Well, this one, next one was aimed at me. I was Brett from Orange, California, and wants to know who my picks are for Vegas to Reno coming up. And obviously, I'm not racing that one, so my choice is, I don't know, Jason Voss. He's going to be tough to beat. The dude's on point. You know, he's won it a couple times now. I'm rolling with Jason Voss. Andy McMillan's an animal. I would say Andy McMillan's got a shot. If I can roll with two, I mean, stacked trophy truck field. I'm rolling with Voss and with Andy McMillan, and I think both of them are going to be. You're going to see they're both going to be top 5 all day long. And this race is a crapshoot. It's who doesn't have a flat, in the home stretch and things like that. So much can go into it. It's like the Mint 400. Guy dominates all day, and then the last lap you see 3 or 4 lead changes. So I'm saying Andy McMillan, Jason Voss. Those are my 2 picks. And then last question, and it's good because we got about 1 minute left. Jimmy and Amy, and I grabbed these real quick during one of the breaks. I'm sorry I didn't get this name either. Are you guys going to be doing any remotes together soon?
Ooh,
so
I think we are.
Yeah. Obviously we're going to be, you're going to be at Ojibwe Rally with me, so I'm sure we'll be on the mic at some point together that weekend. We got some Terracross stuff that we'll be doing together. So, as far as like out at a desert event like the Mint 400, I don't know, but we'll definitely be doing some stuff remotely together. So definitely stay tuned, right?
Hey, the Mint 400, don't you say that I will not be there. I mean, that's a little ways away, but you were talking about that rally that's close to my house. You better believe that I will be there.
Yeah, it's like it's like 2 hours away.
I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Terracross for sure. And Jimmy, I would still love to get you to one of my motocross races. Like I know I might not be doing anytime soon, but come a little bit later in the season I might be. So I'd love to have you there. Never mind behind the microphone, but behind the pit board cheering me on. What do you think?
I would definitely be down for that. And that being said, we got a hard commercial break we got to take right here, so we're short on time. But then we come back, we're gonna have Scott Speed on the line talking Red Bull GRC. All that and more still to come. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports. The sound of the racetrack. And the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. MTX Audio is the leader in sound. Whether you're looking for high-quality, all-weather motorsports audio products like soundbars, amplifiers, and speakers that will work on any UTV or motorcycle, need to dial in your car or home with high-performance audio solutions, or are looking for a new portable speaker or set of headphones, MTX Audio has what you need to get your project sounding as good as it looks. MTX Audio is a family-owned American manufacturer who has been in business for over 40 years. Check out the full line of products at mtx.com.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, and just shot my buddy Scott Speed a text to see if we can get him dialed in. Man, it's one of those days today. Everybody getting sidetracked, Houde.
I know. I mean, it is Tuesday. It's Canadian holiday, so technically today's like my Monday. So I don't know. Maybe these people are still on weekend mode.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, looks like we got Scott calling in here. We'll pick him up. All right, what is happening, Scott Speed? You're live on the line. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde, buddy.
What's going on, guys?
Life.
Hey, how's it going?
Life is definitely good. And I was thinking back. I'm trying to think, and I was like, man, when was the last time we had Scott on? And it was last year sometime. After one of your wins, I think. I can't remember when it was, but I started looking back, and I was looking through my thing, and then it popped up. I'm like, I got to mention something to Scott, because I got to say, I got mad props for you, buddy, because you are literally the only guy that I know that can go to an autograph signing in an ice dancer's uniform or an ice dancer's outfit and get away with it, dude. I mean, you own that.
No, I wasn't. That's not by choice. But, it's one of the really cool little funny things that Tanner and I get to do with Volkswagen. Volkswagen has been, super witty, and they always got super funny commercials. So every time that we get to do some kind of video shoot or some kind of event, we both get to be humorous. So it normally ends up being super funny. And in that case, I happened to lose a bet, and Tanner came up with a really clever outfit for me to wear.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I was just looking, man, the wardrobe for this, you guys always, before the GRC events, you guys are posting up pictures of, or you're doing these, video clips, come check us out at this, at this dealership and this and that. The wardrobe they've got, there was one where you guys were doing Daytona and you were in these, these choice, old man swim trunks, and then, Tanner's got these, these patriotic pants, and I'm like, man, where are they getting this wardrobe stuff from?
Yeah, the patriotic gear for the DC race was really funny. We had some great stuff for that. I don't want to spoiler alert it, but we shot those all at one time while we were shooting the donut commercial, the Circus commercial. We kind of knocked it all out within a 3-day period.
Oh, I gotcha.
And it was funny to do all those with the green screen, and they had all kinds of props and such. The Seattle one's actually really funny. But yeah, there's some good stuff.
Yeah, no, it looks like it. I was like, man, you guys that's what I can appreciate. You and Tanner, obviously, you guys this year have you always guys have one heck of a battle for wins, but especially this year with a championship. But, you guys, obviously, your teammates, your rivals on track, But off the track, I mean, you guys are still having good fun. I know both Rockstar Energy drivers this year. Congrats on picking up that. I know, that's a pretty big deal for you to be wearing the Rockstar helmet this year.
Oh, it's a super big deal. It's been great. I mean, it's great when you're able to have partners and relationship with sponsors that fit your personality. You know what I mean? You don't have to sort of, have to put on some kind of hat to represent people. So it's really easy for me to sort of represent the Rockstar brand correctly, I guess. And it's really easy for me to, play that role, and it works good with our life because now I get free Rockstar in my house. So, it's cut down on my grocery bill. So it's really good.
Yeah.
Probably cut down on your party premix bill as well.
Yes, and Rockstar throws a heck of a party, I will say.
Yeah,
they know how to do it right.
Yeah, so we'll put you on the because Amy's involved with Rockstar Canada up north of the border with her motocross stuff. So I got to put you on the spot here. What's your Rockstar party drink of choice? What's mixing with a Rockstar?
I actually have never drank before, so I don't drink.
Nice.
I just you'll see me with the white sugar-free can.
Nice.
Ooh, good choice. I'm all about the watermelon freeze. So good.
Ooh, the watermelon is super good, too. I have that at the house.
You got to put it in the freezer and make, slushies with them. They're so good.
Oh, that does sound good.
Nice. So let's talk a little 2016 Red Bull GRC, buddy. I know going into this year, man, I got to say, they asked me to help do the preseason power rankings this year, right? And I did the preseason power rankings, and I mean, I know I was talking with Chris at GRC, and there was one other person and me, and all three of us, bam, Scott at the top. You literally, I mean, between you and Tanner this year, I mean, you guys haven't let down, and to me, you guys have a heck of a battle. I know you had Tanner came out of the box shot out of a cannon, and you're winning now, and obviously the podiums have been there this year. You guys are pretty much a dead heat at this point, but talk a little bit about 2016, because I got to tell you, your guys' Volkswagen platform, it just continues to keep getting faster and faster. To me, it's mind-blowing, the development you guys are putting into this car, because, it's like, where are you guys going to reach your peak? Because I don't think you've reached it yet.
That's funny you say that. I feel like there's still loads more work to be done, and, every weekend we come back with things to improve on. And maybe that's the secret, I guess. But there's been no question. It's been the cars have been fast. Especially considering how many points, especially our cars given away this year, with fires with one lap to go while leading the main event in Daytona, and all the heat races that we've missed at the beginning of the year. So it's not all ironed out yet, but certainly it's still, I think, ahead of the curve as far as what everyone else is struggling with too. Because at the end of the day, making these rallycross cars roll through every weekend, mechanical free and smoothly is very difficult. It's extremely hard for all the teams to keep these things rolling without issues. They have so much horsepower. They're going over such big jumps and through so much dirt. Everyone is really playing the reliability game, and I think like last year, we seem to have gotten a hold on it recently. We started to knock out some race, some problem-free weekends, and that's really the key.
Yeah. Well, here's a question talking about the cars, and I honestly I don't know the answer to this. I know the answer for 99% of the teams on the GRC grid, but I don't know about on Andretti Autosport. Do you guys have backup cars, or your and Tanner's number one car is your only car?
We have a third car.
Okay.
Not specifically really for a backup, but I actually had to use it in Daytona, which required a full night's work from both crews to prepare it. But basically it's the original Beetle that they made when we first started the program, and we just recently this year were able to take it with us to the races just for that worst case scenario sort of incident. And as it turns out in Daytona, we ended up having to use it, so we do have one.
Yeah, well, that had to take a lot of work, because I think the first Beetle I saw was almost was more of a marketing car. They built it as, is not really a proper race car, right?
No, ours is fully same
Okay.
spec. In fact, after Daytona, I said I thought I liked it better than the race car. So they're all three of the cars we have are all the same, and they're all ready to go at a moment's notice.
Nice. Well, I got to ask you, man, because you've got more rallycross golds than I think just about anybody. You've been on such a gold medal streak at X. I mean, you got to be one of the guys who was pretty darn bummed when rallycross moved away from X, huh?
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't an interesting event for us to go to, because you get to go to some event that's not really the norm for motorsports. So when you go there, you're able to see so many other little sports that you like watching, and all these different athletes that you only get to see kind of once a year, and it's outside of the normal routine of a normal race.
Yeah.
So it was always one that we look forward to, but now that the series has gotten more momentum and is growing and growing, our normal races are becoming almost like every one of them seems like it's an X Games type pressured event. You know, the pressure's on, the sport is growing, and it's so competitive now that you can't make any mistakes. Especially if you look at like last weekend's qualifying in DC, the top 4 guys were within a couple tenths. And for example, Tanner was the fastest car in the first round of qualifying, and we move on to the Fast 6. He ends up 4th. So it's completely up in the air. It's so much things that can change, and the competition level being as high as it is now makes it super, super nice.
Yeah. Do you feel like with tight competition like that, like your background, I mean, with road racing, I mean, you're a guy that knows how to fight for inches. You know, and a lot of these guys with their background, you know, they don't know about fighting for inches. I mean, they're learning really quick, but do you feel like your road racing background, I mean, you know, you understand that. You know, a lot of these guys, it's, you know, you cut it, you know, the guys with stage rally background, we're talking seconds here. Oh, I cut a second out of my time. You know, you're used to cutting tenths and hundredths of a second. I mean, do you feel like that's, you know, that precision driving that, you know, is your background has really helped?
No question. My background in motorsports and everything I've done in my career leading up to my rallycross career is definitely a huge advantage. And I think you're seeing everybody sort of catching up to that. You know, you look at, you know, 2 years ago, if we didn't have a problem on a weekend, I was going to qualify pole by 3 to 4 tenths. And nowadays, with the level of competition and everyone kind of sort of being in this game for the last couple of years, everyone's kind of catching on and watching, and everyone's upping their game a lot, and it's getting a lot harder.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, that being said, with everybody up in their game, and obviously you've got this tight battle with Tanner and not far behind. I mean, you've got, you know, obviously, you know, Arpin's proven speed this year. Patrick, Deegan is finally getting back to form. You know, what's it going to take to wrap up this championship down the stretch? Because you and Tanner neck and neck at this point. You know, we've seen in Red Bull GRC anything can happen. You know, we've got a few events left. I mean, what's it going to take?
I think more events like DC, where we just have clean weekends, you know, put in a solid qualifying effort, get a good starting spot, and then, you know, minimize mistakes. I think our advantage going down the line over everyone will be, you know, minimizing mistakes, and, you know, you know, shake out how it shakes out, but controlling what we control, where we're sitting right now, I'm super confident that we'll have a really good chance to bring home another title.
Yeah. Well, before we let you go, I got to ask you, I know you recently, I don't know, sometime within the past year, opened up Speed RC. So I guess you got your backup plan in place now, but how's everything going with the racetrack there?
Yeah, Speed RC is a online hobby store, and I got 2 racetracks for RC cars, and that is basically a tremendous amount of work. I've had it for over a year now, and it's been great. It's great to, you know, sort of be involved in that community of racers, which are, you know, a really great group of people. And it's been cool for my stepson Rex, for example, who's now even a sponsored RC car driver, because
nice.
He's really taken to it like a duck to water. So it's really fun. It's just a lot of work. Retail is very tough business. Dealing with customers. I tell you, I think it's changed my life in the sense that whenever I go to any kind of retail store and buy something, I treat everyone quite a bit differently than I used to.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I'm sure you're behind the counter. They don't care that you're Scott Speed, the X Games gold medalist, GRC champ, Formula One driver. No, you're the guy that, you're taking my money. They don't care who you are. It's, they're going to give you a piece of their mind, right?
Yeah, everyone wants a deal, man.
Oh yeah.
So it's been good though. It's been a really great life experience, and it's a good cause. It's a good little sport to be in, and I really love it.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, my friend, to call into the show, and good luck down the stretch. And we definitely need to do it more than once a year, having you on air.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, guys, have a good one. Thanks for having me on, and all the best.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Scott.
Thanks a lot.
All right. We'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris Razor XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? DirtFish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at DirtFish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Houde here, wrapping things up. And I just got done with Scott Speed, and Scott,
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's Scott's a good cat.
So funny.
Yeah, that's the thing about Scott. Like, he's one of a handful of Americans ever to go to Europe and race Formula One. I think he's got 3 X Games gold medals to his credit. He's reigning GRC champ. I think he's him and Tanner are like the 2 winningest drivers ever in Red Bull GRC. I mean, the dude's, he eats, sleeps, and breathes racing. I mean, the guy's, his resume is second to none for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And, he's a dad, too, so he's doing up that rad dad life.
Yeah, he's definitely he posts some funny stuff, and he's out in North Carolina, and we got that Terracross race in North Carolina this year. I want to try and make it out to Speed RC if it's anywhere close. I think it'd be kind of fun to drop in on him and see what he's got going there at the track.
Totally.
Yeah, crash some remote control cars or something. I don't know. I'm horrible with those things.
Me too. I honestly am terrible at it.
Yeah. So
just
hopefully
like a giant video game, a real life video game.
Yeah. Hopefully he's got some loaner cars or something, right? Oh. Yeah. But we got what's that?
Before we wrap up, I just got to say Loretta Lynn's has kicked off this week, and it always makes for some interesting racing, and we got champions coming up through the woodwork. So we got to keep an eye on that. Congratulations to my friend Ryan Surratt, who won the first moto in the Pro 250A class. So congratulations, Ryan. I think it's going to be a sick weekend. I can't wait to see how things shake up. With Loretta's, I don't know if you know, Jim, but Loretta's always ends up 2 options, or usually one of each. It's incredibly, deathly hot or piss-pouring rain. And usually it kind of has a little bit of both. It's nice and dry for practice, and then race day, it's a torrential downpour. So it always makes for some crazy racing. But, Loretta's kicked off. Good luck, everybody. Stay safe.
I know my buddy Cole Coutu, he's there at Loretta's too, so maybe he's somebody we can... Right? Yeah, he qualified in for Loretta's, so maybe we'll see if we can get him on air afterwards one way or another, just talk about the experience. I think it'd be kind of fun. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So, we got more motocross coming up. We got World RX in Canada this weekend. Vegas to Reno coming up in a couple of weeks. Lucas Oil coming up. We've got I'll be at DirtFish Rally School doing some classes, filming for a YouTube video, and also doing some interviews for the show next week. So a lot of stuff popping here. I got to thank Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, Casey Highlights, Gibson Exhaust, DirtFish, MTX Audio, Impact, Terracross, Blue Resort and Casino. Give me a follow at JimBeaver15 on Instagram and Twitter. It's at AmyHood71 on Instagram and Twitter, downanddirtyshow.com. And don't forget, give us those iTunes reviews and subscribe on iTunes and download our app. And I don't know, you got anything before we sign off, Amy?
Nope, just have a great weekend, everybody. Have some fun and tune into Loretta Lynn.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys next week.